right, Joshua, today, it's okay, you can leave it unplugged. Today we're going to be working on building a little bit of vocabulary understanding and comprehension. So we're going to start with comprehension. You've been working on using the Fab 4 reading strategies to help you remember and understand what you read. We've been using it a lot with fiction, so made up stories. We've used it a lot with The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, The Magician's Nephew. So today we're going to use it in a nonfiction passage. So remember, nonfiction is informational. It gives us real, true facts and information.
I learned that because of the library. I got different sections for different things.
Good deal. So we're going to continue to use this little organizer to help us think about what we're reading. So remember, let's see if you can remember. What are the Fab 4? What are the strategies we've practiced using?
We've used predict. For Lion, Witch, and the Wardrobe, you asked me for questions.
You're right. So making predictions, asking questions.
So one of them, proof. Like you're trying to prove something. Because I remember doing something.
Okay, well,
what we know for sure, I guess.
Right. Well, that kind of went along with your predictions. Is that it had to be something from the text mixed with what you understood in your background knowledge. So we've got making predictions, asking questions, summarizing. Remember when we did our 10-finger summaries?
I forgot.
Okay, well, it has been a week or so. So summarize and clarifying. So if we didn't know, if we realized we weren't understanding, we went back and reread. There was a time where we needed to look up a word. We used context clues. So good readers use all of those together anytime they're reading. Okay, so we're going to practice using those. Yeah, I do. So when you become a fluent reader, and somebody who I've read a lot, you often use these strategies without even thinking about them. So to help us be able to use those strategies to help us grow and develop as readers, we're going to practice them.
Is that a chess piece?
No, it's like a crystal ball for prediction.
Oh, I thought it was a pun.
No, it's a crystal ball. So we've got some thinking stems, of course, to help us. I think, I predict that, because this happened, I think this will happen. Clarifying, I need help understanding, or I didn't understand this part. I wonder what that meant, or I wonder what that part means. Remember, summarizing can help us whittle things down to the main idea. It can help us retain what we've read by putting the main ideas into 10 words. Okay? And then questions we can ask: who, what, where, when, what if, and do you think? So as we read, if you find yourself making a prediction, asking a question, clarifying, summarizing to help you as a reader, if I find myself doing that, we're going to mark it on our graphic organizer. We want to make sure that every time we read, we not just read the words, but we think about what we read and interact with it to help us remember it. So,
that's a lie.
Yeah, it is a lyre.
A lyre as in like the instrument?
Right. So we started learning about Greek this week, and one of our vocabulary, what we're going to be doing for vocabulary, connects really well to Greek as well. So I thought it'd be fun to pull a passage about Greek mythology, some of the Greek gods, to get us started. So you're right, the title is The Lyre. So you already made a connection. You already know about the lyre. You know it's a musical instrument. Are you making predictions? Are you forming any thoughts or questions about the passage?
Well, you said Greek mythology, like Greek gods. So Odin, Thor, Zeus that? Or is that
Mm-hmm.
Hercules? Is that Greek mythology?
Mm-hmm. So, are you making a prediction, or are you asking, are those gods going to be involved in this passage?
I guess asking.
Okay, so that's kind of like a who question, right? Do you want me to write it? Or you want to
Sure.
write it? You're going to have to do some of the work. So,
Never.
will Odin,
How do you spell it?
Hercules, O-D-E-N?
Yeah.
Hercules.
I know it's O-D-I-N.
Is it I-N? Okay. Zeus. Who else? Is that all you said?
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
Loki's not really. Well, I guess he's the god of mischief.
Will Odin, Hercules, Zeus be in the passage?
And Thor.
Okay, we'll add in Thor.
That's the original one they said. That's probably the one you forgot about.
So we're wondering who this passage is going to be about. I think it's going to be about the what, because what what is the passage going to be about? Because what's the title?
Instrument.
What's the title?
The lyre.
Which is an instrument. So I'm thinking that the title is going, I'm making a prediction. Can I add mine to this?
Never.
I'm making a prediction that this passage is going to be about the lyre, the musical instrument.
I predict I don't know what I can tell from this picture.
That's okay.
He's going to be a bard.
Okay, so it's going to be about a bard, which is a singer storyteller, right? Okay, all right. So often the title can give us clues, though, right? So I'm sticking with my prediction about that title says that I think the focus of this passage is going to be on the lyre, that musical instrument. But I will include your information. A bard, musical storyteller, right? Okay. So we're going to take turns reading this passage together. Okay, so how about I start with this paragraph and you can read this one? Will that work?
I'll start and we'll do the next one.
Are you sure there's a lot of gods' names in this?
I'll probably know.
Okay.
The lyre is curved strings. The lyre is a curved strings instrument that is often played as
Accompaniment.
I don't know what the word is, for poetry, recognition, or to a solo singer. It was a very popular instrument in ancient Greece. That's a weird thing. For place.
For Greece, well, it's not like Greece, like that you cook with.
Yeah, I know, but it's an interesting. I know what it is. Greece and was used in many contexts, ranging from grief-stricken funerals to wild festivals. The lyre was also used. As a tool for educating the young. There are accounts of famous Greeks like Plato.
Mm-hmm.
Applauding.
Yeah.
The lyre was the best teaching instrument. There is also a famous tale of Achilles.
Have you heard of that?
Yes.
Okay.
But I did not know how I spelled.
Achilles. Mm-hmm.
A hero from Greek mythology. The lyre. Wait, what? Hero from Greek mythology taking lyre lessons from a character named Chiron.
Well, I believe it's pronounced with a k sound because it's Greek, so Chiron.
Chiron.
Mm-hmm. So there was one word that you said you didn't know what it meant. This word accompaniment. The lyre is a curved stringed instrument that is often played as an accompaniment for a poetry recitation or a solo singer. So accompaniment. So you don't know what, you said you were unsure about what that meant, so we need to clarify that. Can the sentence or words around it help you clarify?
For poetry or solo singer.
A stringed instrument is often played as an accompaniment for a poetry recitation. That means saying a poem out loud, or a solo singer. So what could accompaniment be?
It says played as a curved string instrument that is often played as.
Have you heard accompany? If you accompany somebody or something?
I've heard company.
Okay. So accompaniment is like music that goes along with something. If I sing without the lyre, I'm singing all by myself, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if the lyre accompanies me, the lyre is playing in the background as I'm singing. Like at church when we sing, the piano accompanies us. Okay, that's an accompaniment. Any other questions, predictions, any other clarifying?
Well, I assume it's going to be about other Greek gods.
Okay, so you're making a guess that it's going to be about other Greek gods.
Mm-hmm.
And not about the lyre?
I guess both.
Maybe both? Okay. It does talk about how some of the Greek gods used
Okay,
the lyre.
I'll read the next part. Another story in Greek mythology describes how the lyre was invented. According to Greek mythology, the lyre was invented by Hermes. I have heard of Hermes.
Mm-hmm.
This is the god that was super fast. Or was that different? Wasn't Hermes No, that was a different. I don't know. The god whose responsibilities include travel, luck, and commerce. The origin story of the lyre recounts when Hermes used the shell and gut out of a tortoise, as well as tall reeds to create this instrument.
Well, I mean, do you think it was a true story? I mean, it's about a Greek god.
No, but it's still disgusting.
That is disgusting. So, I heard you pause at this word, commerce. Do you know what that means?
Nope.
So Hermes, the god whose responsibilities included travel, luck, and commerce. So we could look it up.
Okay.
So you write the word commerce down and clarify. You needed some
where
help.
do I write that?
This is where clarify is.
I don't see how to spell it.
And then we should probably move on to our vocabulary. This is kind of vocabulary, right? We're defining a word. Did this sentence help you at all decide what commerce means?
Nope.
Okay. So commerce is the activity of buying and selling, especially in big scale. It's like big purchases, big sales of goods.
Search up what Hermes is known for. I want to know.
Well, it's telling us right here what his responsibilities were. What were his responsibilities?
Travel, luck, but I want to know if he's the one who has super speed.
Okay, so that's a question we can ask, right?
I guess.
And we'll look that up later because we have some other learning goals right now. What was Hermes known for? Okay, so we didn't quite finish the passage. We'll do that next time. We'll finish the passage and continue to practice.
That was a harp on the back of that.
It's a lyre.
Oh, it is a lyre? It looked like a harp because it was big. A lyre and a harp are very weird. So the old ones are made like a harp, but the new ones are like made in like the shape of a banjo.
So let's talk about vocabulary. So we've been doing a lot with like context clues. We've looked at some specific word meaning. You've learned a lot of tools to help you when you're reading and you come across a word you don't know. Okay. Sometimes there are words, sentences, or phrases in our passages that we read that don't mean literally what you read. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to talk about idioms. So idioms are phrases, sentences. They are words that don't stand for their literal meaning. They have a connotative meaning. So what that means is how we in our culture have used those words to mean something else in a different context. So it's not depending on the context. They're words that can't be taken for their literal meaning. They mean something else.
I would have said, reading that word, I would say it's items.
You would think it would say items?
Or items.
Okay. So I do have a presentation, like at least a presentation. It's a few slides that I put together of some common idioms. And maybe you can look at them and see maybe what I was thinking of. Here, let me make it big. Do you see the picture?
A bunch of rain.
Well, it's not rain. What do you see falling?
Oh, those are spears.
They're not spears.
What is that?
We gotta get your eyes checked, bud.
What is that? Those pitchforks? What is that?
Okay. What are those?
Oh, those are cats.
And?
What is that? The other one's falling.
I don't know, honey.
Looks like a spear.
Okay. Yeah, it looks like maybe there are some like rakes or spears, but we have cats and
dogs. I've heard this thing.
So what is that saying?
It's raining cats and dogs.
Does that mean that it's literally raining cats and dogs?
It's raining really heavy.
It's raining really heavy. Okay, so that's an idiom. Those words don't literally mean that there are cats and dogs falling from the sky. It just means it's raining a lot. So what if I say, do you have a guess about what that idiom is, that picture?
Yes.
What do you think it is?
Break a leg.
Does that mean I want you to go break a leg if I say that to you?
Go break a leg.
What does it mean if I say that?
Means good luck.
Right.
Or some stuff.
Right. It means do a good job. I'm wishing you the best, right? Do you know what that is a picture of?
Cloud.
What's happening here?
Rain.
Okay, so it's weather. What's that?
Under.
So under
weather.
The weather.
Oh, I know this.
What?
Means when you're sick.
Right, so you're not literally under the weather. You're not feeling well. You're feeling sick. That's another idiom.
Piece of cake.
Piece of cake. Does that mean it was, that was a piece of cake?
I said that even though I didn't understand.
But you knew what the picture was. So if something was a piece of cake, does it mean that literally it was a piece of cake?
It was easy.
It was easy peasy, right? Lemon squeezy, right?
Like first grade math.
Like first grade math. You know what this?
Book hit.
Okay, so hit the books.
Oh, yeah.
So when we say that, do we literally mean we're going to hit the books? No, what do we mean?
We mean we're going to study.
We're going to study real hard, right? We're going to get to work. Now,
beans?
Okay, what happened to the beans, though?
Oh, spill the beans.
Do you know what that idiom means?
Kinda, like spill your knowledge or something. I don't know.
Well, it's usually somebody will say, "Don't spill the beans."
Like as a secret?
Yeah, so don't tell the secret. Don't tell people what I told you. Or maybe they might be, "Spill the beans." Like, tell me the secret.
Spill the beans.
So do you know that spill the beans, that idiom, comes from a Greek tradition?
No.
So let me tell you the history real quick.
Is
Okay. So, back in the day, the Greek government was set up as a republic.
I don't know
So,
what that means.
okay, well, we'll talk more about that another time, but let me get to the point, okay? So, they would vote. Their government would vote people in or out of leadership. Okay.
Democracy.
So, not like a monarch, not like a king, they would vote. And people in the Senate, which functions not that much like our Senate today, but they would vote by they would vote in a manner, a secret ballot sort of thing.
That's what America.
Okay, right? But they use like beans, black beans for no, white beans for yes. So they would put them in this canister, and so people wouldn't know how
Are there such things as white beans?
Well, they could use two different colors.
Okay.
Okay, so the pictures I've seen are white and black. I don't know if they're actual beans. Maybe they're stones. I don't know. Okay, so they voted, and they put them in the can so people would know how they voted. But some people in the government were corrupt, so they would come over and accidentally knock the can over, and then each person had their own like little emblem, their own little bean or whatever. So people then could see. They would spill the beans so people would know how they voted. That's where it comes from. Okay. Last one I'm going to share, and then you're going to do one. You're going to draw a picture to represent it. Okay, who is that in the picture?
Hercules.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard that something is a Herculean task?
No.
Okay, well, who was Hercules?
He was the god of strength.
He was very strong, right? Okay, so if something is a Herculean task, it means that it is very hard. It's very involved. It's going to take a lot of effort. Okay, so now your turn. I want you to think a minute. We've done a lot of idioms. I just included the last two because I thought it was cool that they were Greek related, and we're learning Greek this week.
That's Hades. To the right.
Yep. And so, what is an idiom that you can think of?
I don't know.
Well, we discussed some, maybe that will jog your memory.
Did we do break a leg?
We did break a leg. What if I said something like, that cost an arm and a leg? What does that mean? Does it mean that it literally...
It costs a lot.
It costs a lot. She has to be able to hear you. It costs what?
It costs a lot.
Of money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we could draw a picture. Here, let me write the idiom. So remember, an idiom is a phrase, a sentence, a group of words that don't have the literal meaning. Okay? They're words that have taken on a different meaning in different contexts. So, costs an arm and a leg. And you said that meant... What does that mean?
It means it costs a lot.
Costs a lot of money. Okay? So I want you to draw me a picture of the idiom. Draw me a picture of the idiom up here, and then you can draw a picture to represent what it really means. I also got colored pencils and crayons too. If you wanted to color in your sketch, you could. Tell me about what you're drawing.
I'm drawing a doctor's office, and they're taking away an arm and a leg. One from got his leg in one hand and then an arm in the other. And then
So this is what the literal meaning would be if we said it cost an arm and a leg. But the idiom, the connotative meaning, the meaning that it takes on as like a figure of speech, means to cost a lot of money.
and then
So
he's
that's
gonna
what
give
you'll
him
draw.
a diamond ring for an arm and a leg.
Gotcha. So the diamond ring costs an arm and a leg. So that's our literal meaning. The idiom means costs a lot of money, so you can draw a little sketch to go with that. What are you going to draw to signify that?
A guy giving someone money.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's a lot of zeros.
$1 million.
$1 million. Okay, do you want to add any color to
Sorry,
that? or-
$100 million.
$100 million. Well, that is quite the diamond ring. You can add some color if you'd like. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off.
Okay.